Hey, what's up, Steven? You're the first one in the door. How's life treating you? I'll wait for a few more people to come in, and I'll explain what I mean by the title on the live stream. Smoky and hot. Well, it's been humid and hot here. Oh, you're on your phone? Yeah, mine tends to do the same thing. So, well, at least I'm not wearing a normal black or blue pocket tee today. I yeah, I know the feeling. Um, so I think I told you in the last live stream I had to put one of my horses down, and still picking broccoli out of my tea from dinner. I know that's more than you need to know, but anyway, so that was pretty rough. It's tough to deal with. Well, I get a call Tuesday from my mom, and I lost my aunt, which was my dad's mom's sister. That was the last one of the family on that side, and I was pretty close to her. She was a special woman, and I lost her, I guess, at 4:30 in the morning, and so that was kind of tough. Um, I got to head up north to go to the funeral. Um, wasn't ready to make another drive up there because that's a long drive. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it. Then on top of that, I'm working on this stupid Chevy Cruze at work that has just absolutely ate my lunch. Okay, so the complaint comes in, says the customer states it's low on power. So I get it and drive this thing, and it is low on power. Do a compression test on it. It's got from number 1 to 4 cylinder, it's got 240, 210, 200, and 190. And they're supposed to be around 240 psi. So it needs pistons. That's what they all need. So I tear it down. I put pistons in it, put it back together, but it also had transmission slipping in it. I'd slip in fourth gear. So I get this thing apart, and sure enough, the 456 clutch is smoked. And so I get the parts ordered for that and start to put this thing together. And the one way clutch got stuck in the case. And no matter what I did, it didn't want to come out. And it took me the better part of a day and a half with a slide hammer on a jerry rigged tool that I made to get this sprag back out of the case. And of course, I gouged the crap out of the case, and I was able to save that. I was able to clean it up and save it. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate it. Trump's a little more important right now. I wish something would happen, because holy cow, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. Anyway, so I finally get this sprag out of there, and did the update for the pump and everything, get it all back together, put back in the car, and I got nothing. No, no even forward movement, no rear movement. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I hook up a line pressure gauge to it and check the line pressure, and I don't have anything for line pressure. It's like, well, that's kind of odd. But I also didn't have, for some reason, my shifter wasn't reading in park, which means that the park neutral switch is bad. So I decide, well, I'm going to have to put a park neutral switch in it. Well, it's inside the case. It's behind the valve body, which the valve body mounts on the front of the transmission. So I tear all that down, get the TCM off, get the valve body off, wrestle with the switch, get the switch replaced, put it back together. And as I'm putting it together, this transmission's a piece of junk. I hate this transmission. It is a piece of junk. But so the output speed sensor, which is for your speedometer, mounts underneath the valve body. And well, long story short, when I was they're pressuring me pretty hard at work to get this thing done, and I want to get it done because I'm tired of looking at it. So I'm putting this thing valve body back together, and I look at the wires for the output speed sensor. It's like, that looks like it's a little tight. I give it a little tug, and sure enough, if I didn't pinch the wires underneath the valve body when I put it together. So I take it all back apart, look at the wires. I was like, I'd probably just put some shrink tube on it and be fine. No, I broke the wire. And these wires are so small, they're like angel hair. And you can't solder it back together. You just burn the wire up. So I had to get an output speed sensor, put that in there. So I put that in there, put the valve body back on, put the TCM on, realized I forgot they call it like a lube tube. It goes right next to the valve body. Put that back, take the TCM back off, put the lube tube in, then put the TCM back on, get everything put back together, get all back better, put fluid in it, start it up. Sure enough, I don't have any line pressure. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I know I put this thing together right. I've done a few of them. I mean, they're just, it's not one of these transmissions that you do them left and right. They're just, believe it or not, this particular transmission doesn't usually fail. But then one of the service writers come back and she goes, they got a new guy now. I'm confused. But so I get this thing. So like I said, I've done enough of these, I know. And so I was like, you know what, I told boss, it's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. He goes, do you have a clue what happened? I said, I don't. Never run into this before. So I was like, the only thing I could say is I'm going to have to pull the transmission back out and tear it down and look at it and see what's going on. So, man, I whipped that thing out of there yesterday, or no, it was today. I whipped it out of there this morning, and you've done. since I just put it in, I mean, it just kind of fell out of there and it was great. So I get it tore down, get the case split, and pull. And I was assuming that it's got like a chain. There's the pump actually sits down in the bottom of the case, and it's chain driven from the back of the torque converter. It's got a little bitty like bicycle chain that runs down to it. And I was thinking, well, maybe it came off one of the gears and was riding on the outside of the gear. Not the case. I look at it when I get it out. Sure, it's on the teeth just like it's supposed to. Everything's rotating. There's no carnage anywhere. And I was like, so I pulled the pump apart, which yeah, about this new guy. Monday, uh, he came in and he says, I says, what's going on? He says, oh, I got to get some news to the boss. Says, oh yeah. Says, yeah, I'm quitting. I was like, really? Says, what'd you do that for? Says, I'm going back down. I'm going down to Mercedes. They offered me more money and air conditioned shop and all the new tools. And I can't say as I blame him. He's young. He can do that. So, uh, anyway, so I get this thing apart and I can't find a thing wrong with this transmission. I mean, everything's where it needs to be. Everything's put together. Um, so I emailed Tech Assist and asked them. I said, "Hey, have you ever run across one of these that's um, that has a no line pressure issue?" And of course, I haven't heard back from them yet. I doubt that they will answer this weekend. It was late in the day, and in fact, I can check real quick. I checked earlier, and I hadn't seen anything yet. That's what's nice about GM. You can log on from the house. See if we can get an answer here. They went to this web-based. You used to be able to have to call them all the time, which it's not a bad thing. But this is kind of nice because I mean you can fill out the form, do your complaint, and nope, still haven't answered back yet. And when they answer you, you'll get an email, or it just if you've still got, they call it dealer case management. If you get it open, then you'll see it right then that they've emailed you back, which kind of works good. I mean, you can still call them, but you have to have a case number to do it. So I did find a way around that, by the way, without a case number. So anyway, the only thing I can think of is maybe there's something in that pump update kit that doesn't jive with the generation of, because I guess there's a first, second, a third generation pump setup. And in the kit that they send, they want you to update it to the third generation pump, which there's some changes in it. I mean, not much, but there is. But then the service writer comes back. She goes, well, this is the one that they had problems with it over in the body shop and it blew the line out. I'm like, okay, so this thing has been run dry on oil once before. She goes, yeah. Well, that would explain a smoked clutch, and it would explain a lot of other weird acting deals if the pump's damaged from not having any oil in it. I didn't see any damage, but that doesn't mean anything. The housing itself could be bad, just have too much clearance. These veins in this little pump, I kid you not, they are the smallest veins I've ever seen. I don't know how this thing pumps fluid, to be honest with you. I mean, they are tiny, tiny. Um, there's definitely no 4L60E pump by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, they're just tiny. I mean, the whole pump is maybe that big. And I'm not exaggerating. That's about how big it is. I mean, it's tiny. So I'm waiting on an answer back from them. And if they say that, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then put a pump in it, then I'll order a pump. Who, that one there? That's all right if she does, because she doesn't have front claws, so I'm not worried about that. The one behind me here, Sockers, he does have all the claws, and so does oh crap, Foxy, the new cat. She's got all her claws. So anyway, what's happening, Mr. Smith? It's Mr. Smith. Mr. Anderson. Love that movie. Creepy to think if it actually existed, when I first watched that first one. It's kind of like the Paranormal Activity movies. Those are cool movies. And, you think of that stuff. Yep, that's it, The Matrix. And you watch those Paranormal Activities like, ooh, what if that actually happened, Yes, The Matrix. All three of them. But the first one was still the best one. But Keanu Reeves is a hell of an actor. And if you ever get a chance, look in his personal story. It's pretty interesting. The guy is super smart. He is an excellent marksman. I mean, this guy could shoot. It's pretty impressive. I think he's done quite a few tournaments too. He does a lot of his own action shoots with it. He's good in John Wick too. Yeah. Yes, that's what I was just saying. John Wick. Those are good movies. But yeah, so anyway, I mean, these past couple of weeks just beat me up. I was so close the other day just to hanging it up and just locking up my toolbox and walking out. Man, it just frustrates you working on this new crap anymore. I love working on my old stuff, but man, this new crap just drives you nuts sometimes. But I've been into this camper fix lately. I wish the weather wasn't so dang hot, because I need to get after. Well, in fact, all the trailers that we got the sun down there is just beating everything up. But I need to get after my camper, and I want to do some upgrades to it. No, I'm still waiting on him to produce some money. We were going to do a cab swap, or an exchange, and I haven't had a chance to get it. I want to look at this cab before I say yes or no. Because I mean, his version of no rust and my version of no rust may be completely different. And I don't want to do this cab swap more than once. That's for sure. I really what I want to do is I want to take and strip the frame and get it repowder coated and put everything back together. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. But, the way things are going, I may end up having to live out of the camper. I've done them before, Stephen. They're not too bad. I'm just getting older, and it just doesn't it's not as easy. When the Colorados came out, one of the Chiefs trainers, Kansas City Chiefs trainers, had a red Extreme, and I guess he did a 4-wheel drift around a corner and right into a curb and bent the frame, and didn't damage the body any, nothing. Just it smacked both wheels, bent the axle, bent the frame. It was pretty nasty deal, but between the two of us, we like tag teamed this thing, and we had the body off of the frame in like 45 minutes. I mean, we were hauling ass. All you hear is bolts and air wrenches going to town. But that was when I was 30, 20 some years ago. That's when I was young, dumb, and full of it. Now I'm just older, dumb, and empty. Not really, but anyway. Yeah, I really want to do some camping again. We're just kind of, everything just keeps bombarding us and keeping us from doing that kind of stuff. But I'd imagine it's all for a reason, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm not going to preach to you. I don't expect you to understand. I mean, everybody believes in what you believe in, but, everything's planned. So if it'll happen, it'll happen. But I really I need to get up there on the roof and clean the camper off. And I want to, there's a good indication I'm not going to be at work for a week. I've actually got my watch back on. I can't wear it any other time, but anyway, yeah, I want to do an inverter. I need to replace my inverter or converter on my camper, and I'm going to switch it to an inverter charger. I still haven't decided if I want to do it on this channel or if I want to create another. I think I'm going to create another channel. I think that'll be probably the better way to go. Yeah, I guess I didn't hit. And I'm still manhandling the gate right now, Steven. Eventually I'm going to fix it, but not right at the moment because we just don't have the funds to do it. And I think I'm probably going to, I may update it. Because I told myself if the thing blew up again, I was going to update the box and put the newer style in it. Because the one I've got is outdated. Although you can still buy the boards new, Foxy meowing at it's not going to make me open the door. Yeah. Right? So for now, we're just, no, she just lick on me to death. But now she's trying to get under the door, paw into the door and everything. She wants in the bedroom pretty bad. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to keep doing it manual. It's just frustrating because, I mean, it gets expensive every time you've done it. I could have put 2 gates in for as many times as I had to replace that stupid board. And they say the new one's a lot better. When I talked to Chamberlain on it. I don't know. Got some updates to do there too. Sorry about the noise. Dishwasher's running. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be better to put, because this channel is really supposed to be about autos and vehicles and that kind of stuff. And I don't know if me doing camper stuff going to be good for the channel. What's up, Mr. Lawson? How the heck are you? Yeah, I'm going to try. But man, it has just been so stinking hot down here. Humid as all get out, and it's been raining like cats and dogs. Yeah, I've been packing, getting ready to head out. So everything's, I think, loaded in old Bessie. We're going to make another trip in Bessie. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You got to come up here and say hi to everybody. No? Okay, you're going to go on the couch. No, like I said, Steven, we got to go up north for funeral. So I'm heading back up home for a week. Visit with some old friends too while we're up there, and not looking forward to the drive because that drive is so long. We got to the point where we won't do it all in one day. We'll split it up. You know, us old farts can't do that crap anymore. Yeah, and the deadly variant is all over the place. Cracks me up. Some of the stupidity that's out there. No offense if you get it, but I mean the stupidity of what's going on is just off the chain. Uh, seen something the other day that they're trying to make it so if you don't have the poison in you, then you can't fly. They'll put you on a no-fly list and all that other jazz. And they're talking about the efficiency of the shot not being as great, and the variants don't have any effect on it, and blah 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 blah, and then false head Fauci saying that that if everybody doesn't get it, then it's going to go like the flu season and blah blah blah. Well, COVID is the flu. It's a different strain of the flu. They're trying to make it out like it's some foreign antibody that nobody's ever seen, when it's just another variant of the flu. It's just that they're pointing it out to people and making it sound much more scary than it actually is. Jonathan, I think I had it when all this started, which was March of 20? Somewhere in there is when they announced it. Well, that's when I think I had it, because it wiped me out for I missed a week and a half of work because I was that bad. I mean, it was bad. I'm been a firm believer then over the years that here's my problem with it. It's none of their business whether or not uh, you've been jabbed or not. I mean, that's none of their business. It shouldn't make any difference here nor there. That's when you turn around and ask them and says, "Well, how about yours? Where's yours? You want to show me proof that you got it?" I mean, the fact that they're trying to cut everything off, and then I had a buddy of mine send me one that they were talking about. I guess the government is paying farmers 1.5 times what their crop is worth, so they destroy it. If they don't destroy it, they don't get subsidies uh, for it, and if they don't destroy it, if the farmer doesn't destroy it, then the government will come in and destroy it. And I guess this is happening big time in Nebraska. Um, they're trying to gobble up all the farmland. Um, and like they said, they're doing it to create a food shortage. It's all about a power trip, and it's getting way out of control. Way out of control. Um, it's so bad. The wife and I were just talking about it. It says, we go, um, just it's to the point where I'd just rather pack up the camper, sell everything, and just go live up in the mountains somewhere and become a hermit. Oh, I lost my best man in my wedding, somebody that I've known for years, actually unfriended me on Facebook because of the views I have. Uh, I, they're just views. Everybody's entitled to them. But he and I have been really good friends for years, and this just happened over political crap. I mean, man, you guys, you shouldn't have to lose friends or family over political views. If you do, then the government's winning. That's all there is to it. They're winning. I just it's just off the charts. It's frustrating. I mean, you can't help but this is the world that we live in right now, and it's just I can't believe that it's going this far. It's so bad. Speaking of football, there was a team in there. Uh, I think it was Tampa Bay is the only team the whole team has been fully vaccinated. They were talking about that the other day, and I'm like, okay. I mean, you do what you makes you feel good. I mean, just like our illustrious government or city government here in the county uh, has decided to enforce a mandate for mask wearing again, and there's signs up everywhere, and in fact, Walmart was one of the worst. Well, Stephen, apparently not, because uh, my thought is, and this is common. The wife and I think a lot alike on this. The government thinks that we're stupid, and that's they're counting on that. and they'll feed us any kind of line of BS to get their agenda done. I mean, they say money is the root of all evil. Well, in my thoughts, you're seeing exactly that happening in our government right now. Money is the root of all evil. They're forcing this arm jab crap, so they can get a kickback from big pharma, and it's unsafe. It's not been FDA approved. People are rushing out to get it because this is supposed to be the all-knowing cure, and it just has to do with education. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there isn't a variant or the actual virus out there. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if you rely on medicine every time you get sick, your body will never build up an immune system to fight it on their own. I'm one of those people that very rarely ever takes medicine to combat a sickness. Now, however, you look up there on the counter right now, I've got a regular old pharmacy going because I can't seem to get my blood sugar down on my own. And so I've been working pretty hard at that, and I'm actually getting blood sugar back where it needs to go. So, but if you don't build up, and and that's part of something has to jive there. When I grew up, I was always playing in the dirt, getting dirt in the mouth and everything else, and that's how we're raised, out in the country, so to speak, and we're always getting dirty, getting into stuff, getting in mud, filthy and blah blah blah. Well, over the years, your body builds up an immune system. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, the body is an amazing thing if you just let it do its job. It's like when they prescribe an antibiotic, your doctor prescribes an antibiotic. You ever think about why they don't want you to take it more than 7 days? That's because your body builds up an immune system to that antibiotic, and it will no longer work after a certain period of time. So, excuse me. It's just, to me, it's just there's, I don't know. Like I said, it's frustrating. I've never. This is the worst I've ever seen our country. And I never really started paying real attention to politics till about 10 years ago. Yeah, I voted, but I didn't pay attention to it as much as I have been lately. And the wife and I are betting that the 2022 midterms come along, and if somehow the Dems win or they steal it again, that the virus will mysteriously disappear, and you won't hear about the vaccine shot, nothing like that. However, if the Republicans take back the control of the House, the Democrats will stop at nothing to destroy it. That's the way I feel. I'm not a politician by any means. I'm not a very smart man, but I do have common sense. And it's like the old saying goes, karma's a bitch. Yeah, Afghanistan's a freaking just a perfect example of stupidity. And the fact that we still had troops over there That was just an idiotic brainiac. Hey, I don't care about you. Move. Uh, you know, I think a lot of this started with AOC. You know, it takes an idea of one lunatic to spread that lunacy with everybody else, and it just follows suit. Um, DeSantis said he was standing up for, uh, the people of Florida, and about this about the mask thing and everything else, trying to get the state back in check, and they have just come after him like you've never seen. Which we knew it was coming. He's got big shoulders. He can deal with it, but they want him gone. They want him gone, 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 because he's standing up for what is right. And, you know, see you, Jerry. Yeah. So riddle me this. Why would they leave and leave all of the artillery and everything over there? Uh, does that not just seek you a little suspicious? I mean, why would you do that? Unless of course you had another ulterior motive. It just, again, I think it comes back to they think the American people are stupid, and we're just peons that. Yeah, just all that stuff doesn't make any sense. But here we are. I just hope the stupidity doesn't get so bad that they push that red button. Because there ain't going to be no coming back from that. They'll be in their bunkers all nice and safe, and all of us will be glow in the dark. But if I was a rich man, I'd be building me a bunker underneath that was safe from fallout and everything else, so I could take my wife and our four-legged kids down there and live down there until it was safe to come out. Eventually it gets so bad that you'd have to come out sometime, but it yeah, anyway. So let's get off of that subject. That's depressing. I say let's get off this subject, but I got to tell you, I've seen some pretty cool companies making underground bunkers that are pretty nice. I'd go find a cave in a mountain or something like that and kick the bears out and live in there. Oh, I don't know about all that, but I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but I don't know about all that. One thing my dad always told me is he said, just use your head, use your best judgment. If it doesn't sound right, it's probably not. Don't jump into it and think about it before you do it. And my dad was, of course, I'm going to say that because he's my dad, but I mean, he was the smartest guy I ever knew, and he was very analytical. Um, he he didn't have a college education. He started working for Kansas City Southern Industries, which KCS Rails, at a young age, and he was very good with math. And his title when he retired was Chief Engineer and Project Supervisor. He designed uh, um, rail yards, switch tracks, uh, building improvements. In fact, the basement floor where his office was, he actually designed that office. That space down there. Was it 11th and Wyandotte? Anyway, um, it was pretty cool. That building was really neat going in. It had some age to it, but it was cool. It had the old tile in it. It's stuff that you see in the late '60s, early '70s on the floor. I mean, it's kind of tile work. You just don't see it anymore. It was a neat building. It really was. And his parking garage, man, his parking garage was something else. Uh, they they had a man lift in it that was nothing but a belt that just ran continuous all the time. The guys would walk up to it, just step on it, and up they went, to the next level or something like that. It was crazy. It's the craziest thing I ever seen. And I kid you not, they had inclines that you went up to the next level like this inside of it. I mean, they were steep. But it was really cool. He was, like I said, he was so smart. Um, when I was in, I think it was when I was a senior. It was either when I was a sophomore or senior. I don't remember exactly when it was, but they had, I think it was a sophomore. They had take your kid to work day, and I got to go to work with him for the day. That was pretty neat. He took me up. This place was pretty cool. The seventh floor of this building uh, was off limits. In other words, if you got in an elevator, um, you couldn't push seventh floor. I mean, it would go right past it. And he had a card though to access to it, but um, the seventh floor was the computer floor. And it's just like you'd see in an old movie where you had rows and rows of these uh, computers, big, huge computers with reel to reel tape in it. And it was crazy to see all that. And that floor stayed a constant 54 degrees year round. It was pretty impressive. And I had all these vents in the floor that blew right on the cabinets of these computers to keep them cool. Pretty neat deal. I don't know how we got talking on that, but You know, I just think that thankful that he's not here to see all this stuff going. I know he can, but I mean, uh, he he was big into the politics, and he would be hollering at the TV and everything else, and of course the information we get on the TV isn't exactly accurate anymore either. Did I mention how much I enjoyed just coming on here and talking? Probably not. I probably bore you all to death, but I enjoy it. It's an understatement that I bore you all to death, or that I like to talk. Either way. Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, the TV is definitely not accurate. It's all scripted. They go off a narrative. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, we're about through August. We got September, which is the last hot month for us, and it should start cooling off about mid September, mid to late September, start cooling off a little bit anyway. We're in hurricane season until November 1st, I do believe it is. Yeah, I'm hoping more people are waking up. Uh, Somebody else said they were watching Trump at the same time. Who was that? Was that Ice 427? Oh no, that was Doc. Doc was watching. I don't know if he's still on or not. The Trump rally. Shows I'm live right now. Ooh, look at that. Monaco's signature series for 97.5. Nice. Yep, he's still live. Oh, in fact, he's talking right now. So where's he at? Is he at he's in Alabama. Look at all the people. Holy shnikes. There's a crap load of people at this rally. It's just a sea of people as far as you can see that they got a camera shot on them. That's crazy. Stephen, I think I told you the last time that I'm waiting on. I still got to buy a video card and a controller card for um, the hard drives. Other than that, I've done a test fire on it and it comes on, but I got no way to see anything because it doesn't have an onboard video. So I'm just Waiting on some funds to be able to finish it. Must be hot there, boy. You sweating up a storm. Mo Brooks. Man, look at all them people. I hope he gets reelected, that's for sure. So I'm just kind of listening to him in the background. I'm wondering if he's actually going to go ahead and run for presidency again in 2024. God, man, we're not going to make it that far. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, he's still doing the rally right now, but of course, he'd have to uh, get that witch Pelosi out of there. Man, there is a buttload of people there. I wonder how many people are at this rally. Good Lord. There is a bunch of people at that rally. Yeah, he's on right now, Steven. He's on RSBN. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I mean, we just seem to be letting it happen. I mean, I think everybody's in disbelief that they can't believe that it's actually going the way it is, but nobody really knows how to stop it either. But I'm going to tell you, it starts with us. Uh, we've got to stand up for what we believe in, and as they push, you got to push back. I mean, that's the way it works. But if we don't stand up and say enough's enough, and ask lots of questions, we don't stand a chance. And it's going to take the strength in numbers. You just can't be a few people. I mean, it's going to take strength in numbers. this country is worth fighting for sure, for the things that we've got. Oh, I know it. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind at all. Just like I think the deal that happened in 9/11 was staged. But everybody called me a conspiracy theorist. I just call it as I see it. Anyway, so hopefully here before too long we'll get back on track and I can get some videos cut for y'all. And thinking of a different name for my other channel, and try to start getting on that. And I'll have to let y'all know when that comes about. But oh, my back itches. But at any rate, well, y'all, I think I've babbled it about enough for tonight. Oh, I know it. I know it. I'm probably sure I've got a target on my back already, but I definitely enjoyed tonight. I've got to get up in the morning. I'm going to try to be on the road by about 7, so I need to get some shut eye, and so I can get up early. So that being said, y'all have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. Good night, all.